everybody. Live streaming from the phone this time. So, I was at my dad's house. I had a dinner. I even posted about it on my subreddit. Um, it was very nice and Uruguayan dinner, which is exactly what I hoped for. So, my family totally gave me what I like. And then, while I was there, uh, I found the luggage that belonged to my grandfather that I knew was there, but I forgot about. And then someone in the house also organized and um, they they put some of my clothes there from work, from my old job, into that bag too, which I thought was a very nice like little omen, because it just meant, me and my grandfather are mixed together, which is nice because my grandfather was a very respected man, and I always told myself I need to walk in his footsteps. He was my granddad. He accomplished many great things. Um, and I can say for a 30-year-old, I have accomplished some nice things. But I want recognition. That's really what I want. I want a Pulitzer Prize. That's totally what I want. That's been my life goal for a long time. That I get a Pulitzer for being such a good writer. That's always what I wanted. Nobel Peace Prize would not be bad either. But as for like a mathematical physics thing, not even my dad got that. So I don't stress about those things. I also don't write mathematical formulas in university standard form. I write it in a much more simplistic form. Doesn't mean my physics is bad, but it means it probably won't ever be posted on a physics journal unless I spend a lot of time working on it and putting it to standard and studying other modern physics papers. Anyway, so this is what I got. And my family was all like, "Oh, he's stealing. He's gonna steal him from his own family. Whoa, what a bad guy." Like my sister was so paranoid, she even moved her laptop, which was also downstairs where I was organizing the stuff. And you know what else I did? My dad is moving out, so I hanged up over there on the wall. I hung up. Oh man, there's not enough light. You can't make a video without enough light. Well, light is important. Whew, I'm such. That's me being high. Filming before I turn on the lights. Because I are a smart filmmaker. I studied a lot about making movies. Um, anyway, so let's open this baby up. Let me show you what I got here. Let's switch to the higher quality. Opa. Switch to the higher quality camera. Whoa. That was dumb. And just go into a close up of my face. Nobody likes those. They aren't. Can't. The cell phone keeps telling me to keep this orientation. So this is a vertical video. Anyway, here we go. Oh, I also took other things that might be useful for home. So wax paper, uh, chips, and look at this. This is my grandfather's T-shirt, and me and my grandfather are the same size. That's an amazing thing about me and my grandfather. We're totally the same size. Um, anyway, so what did I want to see? Yeah, this is what's nowadays called vintage. But look at the brand, Pebble Beach Sportswear. And then you need to look at what it's made of. They don't make clothes like they used to. Oh, look. This is so old, it doesn't even have the standard. You must identify all your fabrics. Who the hell knows what year my grandfather bought this? Amazing. I like I said, I also took some useful things from my dad's house. So yarn and scotch tape, always useful. So next, a nice V-neck sweater, and I love V-necks from the brand Yves Saint Laurent. Oh. And this is a Latino large. Hello. Which is basically a medium in Europe, maybe sometimes a small in the USA. So this was already mine. And it's a European topper fit from a brand called Brigade. A nice little dress shirt, very good. It's also like, it feels amazing. That usually tells you fabric. This is also my grandfather's, just polo. Although rumor has it my grandfather doesn't like sailing. But my dad was a good sailor. He was a race boat sailor. And he actually won some trophies, my dad, with sailing. So this is mine. Up is H&M. I already had this. I love this shirt though because it's light blue. I found my old video game, PCCD-ROM. That was a pretty good birthday gift. Can't believe I left that behind when I moved out. Actually, my dad kicked me out. So moving out was very, very, very annoying. Look at this pullover. Mark BM. BM. Yeah. And now this one's new enough. It has the instructions and stuff. Indian Tale. And it's burnable, easily burnable. Ooh. It says here importada, so obviously this was imported, and my grandfather bought it in Uruguay, maybe even later in his life, and it was made in Cambodia. It's an Indian design. Okay, so this one I was so happy about. Actually, this is the why I don't know why I said happy. This is maybe dyslexia. I actually meant to say this is the one that depressed me the most. So this sweater, my grandfather probably wanted to gift me when I was around 13, 14 years old. And I only found it today in this suitcase, which is the only inheritance I got after his death. And it's a lamb's wool, Springfield. So grandfather cared. This is the only gift actually that I know my grandfather got me. Cause he remarried and he got a new daughter, and when you have a young daughter about the same age as your grandchildren, you think more about your daughter, and he lived with her, so he was living like a whole new life at the end of his life. So this is blasphemy. Maybe I should give this one away. Here's a nice polo. Uh, Another very unique color. You don't see this color anymore, probably because it's expensive to print. So I need to wash this and see how it looks after it washes. But this brand, and it's Argentinian, so authentic Argentinian polo over here. And of course, if you're Uruguayan, you need to make fun of Argentina. This is very useful because we're still in winter. Oh man. This is just a black scarf. Um, What? It has like no brand on it. So whatever. Oh no, there it is. I found. Oh shit. To be honest with you guys, I shop a lot at flea markets and vintage stores. So I don't know how much I paid for this Armani scarf. Definitely doesn't say look Armani in its design. But yeah. So here I have from my time volunteering, I have this brand Hummer. Uh you know. I volunteered for them in Canada 1 month, but I was so stoned I barely remember it, to be honest with you guys. But I still have the sweater. And it's kind of cool. It has like the triangular like edge over there. That's quite unique. And the brand Hummer is also unique. That's what you want. So this I assume my grandfather bought on his journey to Europe. And yeah. Ted Lapidos. So Lapidos sounds like a Spanish name, but this store it has in big print the words Paris. Another V-neck sweater. I'm such a fan of V-neck sweaters. Even I was wearing V-neck sweaters all my life. It's as if like my grandfather's ghost possessed me. And it's old enough. It doesn't have the standard. You must describe the everything, the material of the whole sweater. Took a towel, because you always need to steal a towel from your parents. More chips. Yeah. Chips, chips, chips. Then I stole this sauce, because my dad is never going to cook with this sauce. And this is nice. This is Diplomat food. This is my dad's from the Diplomat store. Pow, waffles. Yeah. This is like unboxing of my grandfather's stuff. And I stole this while my dad wasn't looking. Another bottle of Uruguayan wine from him. He won't even notice. He has a lot of wine in his house. And I was supposed to take another Uruguayan bottle of wine, which he did allow me to steal. So actually, comically, that's kind of funny. So now I can say, oh, it was a misunderstanding. Oh, great cover. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I could have gotten another thing. Anyway, then I also took off the wall. I never frame my artworks. You know, it's very important to frame your artworks. And I never do it. But I put so many up that it looked nicer this way. I turned it into a collage on my dad's walls. Um, this is a printout. I don't have the digital file anymore. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. This is one of my favorite drawings. Alright, let's move on. This was a really cute young girl in high school who was who I was like she flirted with me a little bit, very little, but I still like I had a whole fantasy we were together and stuff. Now she doesn't talk. She's not my friend on Facebook. Doesn't accept the friend request anymore. She was Canadian Irish. She was very sexy. This is one of my best drawings. I spent a long time on it. Like this is a 5-hour drawing, kind of. Um, this is the one I call blonde. So I took that out too. Oh shit! I'm gonna rip my poster. I shouldn't have done that. This Photoshop, uh, is something I had on my wall in my room. So I had it for inspiration, you know? Very homogenous to my girlfriend Tylene. My ex-girlfriend. Whoopsie daisy. I always gotta remember their exes. Here you can see what I meant by collage actually. Uh, See, these two are still stuck together. I put them all like that on the wall. It makes even digital art look more respectful because you made more of it. I'm really a big fan of this one. This is an old vector of mine that I made called Orange and Blue, which used to be very flat, but then I added gradient to the whole thing once the new version of Flash came out, which is now called Animate CC. Uh, this is another one, similar one, about a purple girl. She doesn't exist either, not based on any photos. This is me rarely doing a landscape. I did London and I did New York, and recently I also did an Austrian church. Otherwise, I don't have many landscape things. I also don't have animal things. I have this deer, which I also spent a lot of time on, cause like I even made sure that the light reflected off there. I put some light reflections in the grass. I created this fog underneath the deer. This was one of my most sophisticated ones, and I of course made it for my girlfriend that loves deers. Cause I think she's wonderful. My Uruguayan ex-girlfriend, which I hope to see again soon, and rekindle our friendship and see where it goes. Honestly, you get old. You want to get back with the one that lets you, first of all, and second of all, you want to be with. So this is 3D work. I taught myself enough 3D that I made this. I made the globe. And I gave it an atmosphere. I did that using another sphere on top of it that was invisible halfway, but it had reflection. I just took an image of a real galaxy, changed its colors. So I made art's most common color, most easy to understand color, red, which always grabs the eye. And then you know what I did? Since I took, of course, the world texture was a real texture of the Earth. I didn't have to do any work. It perfectly fit into the sphere. Uh, that worked out, luckily. Usually that stuff takes a little bit of math. It worked out. And then you know what I did? I made it look directly at the middle of South America. That's what I did. So that's why South America is right there in the center of the sphere. Uruguay would be here. Yeah. We country of peace. But we conquered like nobody else. Now I need to put all this clothes in the shelf. So of course I'm gonna live blog that whole thing too. I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, I didn't finish. There's two left. But okay. I need to put it down for 1 second. This might overheat soon. Okay, that's what I needed to do. I need to stop before the phone overheats. Also, the shorter the better. This is taken from Don Draper and then manipulated a lot and made into a vector. That's because I used to also have a hat. A hat like that, so I made it look like that hat. Now I have a black hat, which is a little ripped. And now this chart. I should have taken a little better care of this. This is the chart. I should have probably taken a little bit better care of this. of the origin of mate and the different types of mate. Sadly, at the top it said, "Oh shit, you gotta censor that. Censor that. Change it in post. I'm gonna use the blur effect in Photoshop later. You can't know what country." There. The history of Uruguay is, hey, we took the best property in all of South America. That's Uruguayan history. So you know, like Argentina, we profit a lot from their country. Um, Sorry, I need to quit cigarettes if I want to stop coughing. Um, Marijuana smoking actually is a very good counter agent from healing, from destroying your lung with cigarettes. Many people don't believe that. This is totally off topic. So I didn't really steal things. That's just clickbait. These things, that's actually all I inherited. But now, if you think about it, because of the brand and the vintageness, they would probably be worth a lot if I wanted to sell them. But of course, I'm not gonna sell them. I'm gonna wear them. And I don't know. Maybe that sweater that my grandfather wanted to give me, I can maybe in some way give it to my son, or spiritually give it to some other boy in the world, because it doesn't fit me anymore. But it was a cool find and gift. Um, and there's my other clothes. So I have much more clothes actually. I have a lot of clothes. When you're 30 years old, but I lost some clothes, some of my best clothes actually. My all the clothes like I worked hard for and was worth something. When I got deported, I lost all that clothes immediately because my mom hired someone to organize the clothes. And then at first she said, "Oh, you can have the clothes or get rid of it however you want. Just pack this much of a bag in it." And then my mom found out my dad was going to Canada, and then she said, "Oh no, wait, you can no, we can have the clothes after all. Just put them in big, large trash bags, and drop them off at this hotel." Uh, and and what then happened is all the clothes I had that was brand, not vintage, which thankfully was like a small percentage of my clothes, maybe 30% of my clothes, like Calvin Klein stuff, uh, a really nice watch I used to have that my stepdad gave me, other watches. I feel like buying a watch now again and having it here on my right arm. So I might do that tomorrow with the rest of the money I have to gift stuff to myself. Um, and yeah, I need to make the most of this year, right? That's what I'm planning to do. Anyway, see you guys.